Hello again, welcome back. Just a quick video really to just go through some of the records I've been buying in the last couple of weeks. I've actually bought quite a few, but these are the highlights. The Soul Station release by Blue Note on the Classic Vinyl series. I've mentioned before how good that is. That is fantastic. That really is a fantastic release. Would have been lovely if actually they could have done a better job with the cover like the Tone Poets, but you know what? It's a great sounding record. Not only a great sounding record, beautifully recorded, the pressing's amazing, there's virtually no noise from the vinyl on this pressing. It's really top notch. And I think Michael over at 45 RPM Audiophile said that of all the classic vinyl series reissues so far, it's probably the best sounding one in terms of the remasters, kind of closest to the Music Matters versions. I think this one, he said, has come closest to sounding like those. And you know what, it wouldn't surprise me, it's an amazing sounding record. And the music is fantastic. It's real swinging jazz. Love it. Absolutely love that. Going to check out some more Hank Mobley. In fact, I've ordered Poppin' on the Tone Poet, the Tone Poet reissue. So that I think is arriving this week. This I've not listened to yet, but I'm really keen to listen to it because the original issue of Dire Straits on Every Street was a great sounding record. Really great sounding record. And I think it was digitally recorded at the time, so this is going to be mastered from those digital sources. I think this one is mastered by Bernie Grunman, I think. So very interested to see how this sounds and how it compares to the original. As I say, the original great sounding record, very underrated Dire Straits record, I think. This reissues a 2 LP set. So obviously more room on the record for the grooves. Be interesting to see how that sounds, how it compares. These two arrived this morning, So Sen and the Ron Jefferson Choir, both on the Sam Records label. I've not got any Sam Records. These are the first two. I was turned on to these by Mike at the In-Groove and also Michael over at 45 RPM Audiophile. Spoke very highly, particularly of this one, the Ron Jefferson Choir. And when I saw those videos, it was out of print. So I thought, oh God, here we go again. Got to wait forever for these to come back into print. But actually, no, I checked the Sam Records website a couple of weeks back and they were in print. Took a little while to get here, but I think they had a few problems in France with getting those out. Obviously, France is in a lockdown at the moment, so that probably didn't help. But I haven't listened to this one yet, but I have listened to So Sen, a mono recording, beautifully flat pressing, very clean vinyl, no noise at all from the vinyl, really top notch. So very impressed. The covers are lovely. They both come with a photograph which is just smaller than LP size inside. Really lovely job. And you know what, when you see what Sound Records are doing, it does make you wonder. And these are small batch pressings as well. I think they're limited to about 1,000 on each one. And then what Sam do is when they sell out is, you know, they will repress them. They will repress them. They're not gone forever. And then, you know, you have to pick up a copy from Discogs or eBay for some exorbitant amount. These cost, I can't remember what they cost. I think they're about 30 euros-ish, around that kind of level. So fantastic value, really fantastic value. They're mastered from the original master tapes. They're pressed over at Optimal on 180 gram vinyl. The artwork uses the original photos. So, you know, you're getting a really lovely reissue of releases that are very probably almost impossible to find outside of Europe, I would imagine. So can't say enough about how impressed I am about Sam so far. I've only listened to So Sen, but that really sounds amazing. The Gauss came with, if you're a Bowie aficionado, you'll know that release only came with the Bowie box set, Who Can I Be Now, which covers 1974 to 1976. So I bought that box, about 3 weeks ago actually. And I bought it because I've got the 5 years box set, which goes for silly money now. That was a Christmas present. My wife got that for me about when it came out. I can't remember when it came out, 2016 I think. Heaven knows, no one had any clue that was going to get to the sort of value that it is now. So I wanted to get Who Can I Be Now for a while, and I thought, well, I better hurry up just in case the same thing happens. Not quite as good as the 5 years box set, but the Gauster, which is, I think it was Bowie's original intention for what eventually became the Young Americans album. That is fantastic. And the pressing is very, very nice, very good, very quiet. But I actually think this is what the Young Americans should have been. It doesn't have Fame on it. It doesn't have. There's a couple of other tracks it doesn't have, which I felt kind of went away from that Philly soul sound that Bowie wanted. Whereas the Gauster, it's completely, all the tracks on that album really are, they kind of encompass that sound. The tracks are John I'm Only Dancing Again, which is a great reworking of John I'm Only Dancing. Somebody Up There Likes Me is a fantastic track. It's Gonna Be Me, which wasn't on Young Americans. Who Can I Be Now wasn't on Young Americans either. Can You Hear Me? Young Americans and Right. So it doesn't have Fame, and I think there's another track on Young Americans which doesn't quite fit with that sound. The Gauster does it. It's absolutely brilliant. I wish actually, instead of Young Americans, the way that he'd released it with that particular track listing, because I think it really, really, really works. I love the cover too. But this box set is amazing. You get a lovely book. You get Diamond Dogs, David Live, two different versions of David Live actually. The Gauster, Young Americans, Station to Station, and another mix of Station to Station, and then Live at Nassau Coliseum 76, and then Recall 2. So a bit of padding, if you ask me. A bit too much of the remastering going on. I don't know quite why you need two versions of two different live albums, but I have yet to hear those. It's a time-consuming process listening to all these records, but going to get around to it sooner or later. But yeah, great box. Not quite as good as the 5 years box, but a great box nonetheless. And then finally, I did a few years back buy Kate Bush's remastered box set number 1, which included her first 4 albums, and I was so impressed with that I also got this particular box set, which is the second one. So that has The Hounds of Love on it, The Red Shoes, and The Sensual World. I think some of those, I think The Red Shoes remastered by Bernie Grumman, and the other 2 albums are remastered by Doug Sachs. Anyway, lovely quiet pressings. I've only properly listened to, which one now? Oh, I know, I've listened to Hounds of Love, which sounds fantastic, and I had the original, and this remaster is every good as bit as the original, and The Sensual World I've listened to as well. Very, very dense. Actually, the thing about this era of Kate Bush is her musical output, the mixes were exceedingly dense. Like, they must have been done on 32 or 48 track mixing desks, because there's so much going on. I mean, so much going on that you do need, you're probably only going to appreciate what's going on with a fairly good turntable set up there. The SL7 that I've got, not sure how adept that is at digging in the detail there, but there's an awful lot going on. I've got a new turntable arriving soon. I've got to pick it up. It's actually at my sister-in-law's, and I've yet to get it, because we're in a lockdown here in Ireland and you can't leave your county. So she lives in a different county, and that's where it is. So sooner or later I shall get it, and then it'll be goodbye to the SL7 and hello to my new turntable, which I can't wait. It's a VPI. It's meant to be very good. Anyway, that's just a brief rundown of my recent purchases. I've got some more purchases arriving hopefully today and during the week. Pre-ordered the next two on the classic vinyl series, which are Jimmy Smith's Back at the Chicken Shack and Sonny Clark's Cool Strutting. Pre-ordered those on the Blue Note website. They're not available pre-order yet on Amazon, but no doubt will be at some point. But I was very keen to get those. Those are two albums that I really, really want to get. I don't want to miss out on those. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, see you soon.